Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you know me, you should know that it is time to have your best YouTube experience. My name is Chisimdi and I'm a lifestyle YouTuber living in London. So guys, in today's video we are going to have a conversation about the financial implication of moving to the UK as a student. Okay, we're going to talk about what it will cost to move from your home country to the UK with the tier 4 visa or the student visa. With that said, let us get right into the video. The first thing you're going to probably have to pay for is your initial deposit. Now, when you get an offer from your school and they offer you admission, they may need you to accept your offer by paying for your initial deposit. Your initial deposit is the deposit you make from your total tuition. Okay, so whatever it is your tuition is, your school is going to tell you that you have to make an initial payment. So that initial payment from your tuition is what is called the initial deposit. So whatever it is your initial deposit is going to be subtracted from the rest of your tuition. The average tuition initial deposit is like from say £2,000 to £5,000. In my case, my initial deposit was £7,404, but I'm not going to use that because it's like far from average. So let's say a range of between like £2,000 to £5,000. So there are schools that can ask you to pay less or way more. So your tuition for one academic year can be anything from £10,000 to £15,000. Of course, as I said earlier, it can be way less than that or it can be way more than that. But let's use a middle figure. Let's say £13,000. Okay, so if you pay £3,000 as an initial deposit, that means you have like £10,000 left to pay, right? Okay, so now £3,000 out of the way. The next thing you have to pay if you're coming from Nigeria like me is for TB test or tuberculosis test, and this test is 57,800. So after you've paid for your initial deposit and you've paid for the tuberculosis test, you also have to meet the financial requirement for your visa. You have to have the cost of living in the UK for 9 months. Okay, so you have to prove to them that you have that amount in your account. If you're going to be living inside London, you're expected to have £1,304 per month for 9 months in your account. So that's the cost of living and taking care of yourself within that time. So that amount times 9 would be £12,006. So you're expected to have that in your account. Now, another thing you're expected to have in your account is your tuition fee or your fees for at least one academic year. Now, we've already established or we decided that your tuition is going to be £13,000 and you've already paid £3,000 as your initial deposit. So you're expected to have the remaining £10,000 in your account and you're expected to have the cost of living for 9 months. However, if you are going to be living outside London, you're expected to have £1,023 a month for 9 months. So the total would be £9,207. It depends on where your school is. Your school could be inside or outside London. Now, you've already paid the part of your fees, which is the initial deposit. So whatever it is that is left, let's say you've already paid your initial deposit, which of course is compulsory. So you have you've paid £3,000 as an initial deposit. That means you have £10,000 remaining. Okay, and then you're going to school that's outside London. So that would be the cost of living for 9 months would be £9,207. So calculating all of that, you have to have £19,207 in your account as proof of funds in order to meet up the financial requirement for the student visa. Okay, now after that you have to proceed to apply for your visa. Okay, you most definitely have to apply for your visa, and there are different options for your visa. There is a standard application, there's a priority application, and there is the super priority application. Now the difference in all three visa is the time it will take for a decision to be made on your application. So to apply for the student visa, the standard student visa is going to be ready. Your visa is going to be ready within 3 weeks. That's going to cost £363. However, there's the option to apply for the priority visa, which is going to be available in 5 working days, and also the option to apply for the super priority visa, which your visa is going to be available in the next day, like the next working day. Now, after you've paid for your visa, you also have to pay for IHS. IHS is the immigration health surcharge, so you have to pay for that before you can, you know, complete your visa application. Okay, so it depends on the length of your studies. If your studies is going to be for 1 year, you're going to pay less than you have to pay if your studies more than 1 year. Okay, so let's say you have but it's always something around 700 to 1,200 pounds. In my case, I pay like over 8,000 pounds. But if you're, because my studies is going to be like slightly over 1 year, however, it's going to be like 1 year on the dot, you are going to pay less than that. So it depends on how old you are, of course, your age, the duration of your studies. So it's not a fixed amount, but let's say something from 700 to 1,200 pounds. It can be more than that, it can be less than that. So yeah, you have to pay for IHS, and then you have to pay for your visa application fee. Okay, so it costs extra if you want priority, and it also costs like way more if you want super priority. So after you paid your initial deposit, let's run over it again. You've paid your initial deposit, you've paid like your entire, the cost of your TB test. You also have to have in your account. Now the proof of funds, you're not going to spend it. Like, it's not something that you have to spend, it's something you have to have in your account for at least 28 consecutive days. Okay, you have to have that amount in your account for at least 28 consecutive days, because in your visa application, you're going to print out your statement of account, and it's going to show in your statement of account how long you've had the money, and the amount you're expected to have is the cost of living in wherever it is your school is. Or if your school is inside London, it's going to cost way more than it will cost if your school is outside London. So you're supposed to have the total of that in your account. Okay, and then you're supposed to proceed to pay for your visa and your IHS. Of course, this is step by step, and it's different, as I said earlier, for different schools. I'm just going to give you like a general idea. The process is different, the steps are different, but this is a general idea. It doesn't mean that this is A to Z what is going to be in your own case. Okay, and finally, after you get your visa, of course, you have to like fly to the UK. In my case, I used Qatar Airways, and I paid 234,000, around that, 234,000 naira, somewhere around that. If you're using Qatar Airways, this is not an ad whatsoever, but they have like plans for, if you're a student, you are less than 30, there's like a plan for you to have like extra luggage and all of that. So just check out different airlines, check out whatever it is they are offering. Okay, it may be cheaper to buy your ticket directly from the website of the airline instead of to buy from a middleman or travel agency, but just see what works for you. It can even be cheaper, who knows. So anyway, that is the financial implication of moving to the UK. That's what everything is going to be. Also, it's important for you to know that a lot of schools in the UK, they give you a discount. So your tuition may be like, say, £15,000, and then you get a discount of £3,000. It now means that your tuition is going to be £12,000. They always offer discounts for international students, so see what your school is offering you. As I said earlier, it's going to be different for different schools. Also, do not be afraid to apply. You don't even have to have all the money at once. In my case, I almost didn't apply because I felt like, oh, this is scary, I don't have all of this. But gradually, it makes sense. Gradually, the money like starts coming out, like gradually. So don't think that you must have like all the amount at once. Just like have a plan and just take it slow and steady. You must not have all the millions at once. Okay, just start and see how it goes. And you know, if you can get support from family and friends, and just don't be scared by all the figures I called now. In my case, I did not have all the money at once, but gradually it just started coming out. Gradually. Also, yeah, some schools give you discounts. Also, there's like some schools too, there's still scholarship for like different courses, different situations. There's scholarship for like black people, scholarship for people who are disabled, scholarship for people who are coming from certain countries, like underdeveloped countries, like a lot of scholarships. I did not get a scholarship, but it's something that is important for you to explore. Use the internet, use Google is there's a lot of free information on Google. Use YouTube, check the scholarship there is, check whichever one you are qualified for, just apply. You have nothing at all to lose. And something I'd like to advise you is that to save costs, it's important for you to look for schools that are outside London, okay? If you're looking to save costs, this is not for everybody, okay? My school is in London actually, but I'll advise you, look for schools outside London. The cost of living in London is high. Rent is expensive, and a lot of London homes are even small. Like the room that you're paying so much for is small, it's like tiny. So if you're living outside London, you can gradually pay your fees and pay everything, and then you can always like move to London after school. So I'll advise you, if finances is like something of worry for you, you might want to move to schools that are outside London. Also, something else that you might want to consider is looking for a school that have like a fair installmental payment, okay? Now, in some cases, a lot of schools, they don't expect you to pay everything at once. They're going to give you options to pay by installments. So look for schools that have like a spread out installment. So even if your tuition is like £14,000, you may have to pay in 2 months, you pay say £2,000. Another 2 months, you pay £1,800. Another 3 months, you pay £3,000. Whatever it is, the installment is, look out for schools like that the payment is spread out across various installments. Makes it easy for you to like make the money, or find like whatever it is your means to make the money is, unlike schools that will ask you to pay 60% on enrollment, then pay the rest. Some schools are like that, they don't let you, like, it's not flexible. So if finances is an issue for you, if money is an issue for you, just look out for schools that are outside London. They're just as great as schools in London, no difference. And look out for schools that have spread out installmental payment. When you're in school, you can always like visit London or do whatever. Do you get? So yeah, look out for that. Look out for scholarships. There are a lot of them. Also look out for discounts. The schools could give you like discount as an international student. Okay, if you want me to make a video about the cheapest schools in the UK, let me know in the comment section. I'll make that video as well. If you also want me to make videos about scholarships in the UK, let me know as well. I don't want to make any video that you guys don't care about, so let me know in the comment section. Please guys, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Bye.